the multi-screen world for us, and some of the other topics we'll get to about companion content, is very important for us. Not just for reach of the brand, but for making our content available everywhere you want to see it. You know, because we know you can't always get in front of the TV when Lizard Lick Towing is on, and you want to watch it another time. So we're going to make that available to you.
They want to find ways to reach and engage their audience, and you know, to the extent that these new platforms, however small they may be, you know, are starting to enable that. You know, I think they kind of take the approach of I want to be first, I want to test, I want to learn, and then so that I'm ready to scale with these things when they begin to reach their scale.
So TV Everywhere is all about making content available to consumers wherever they are and extending the subscription, the content package model that exists for 60 years on TV into new platforms.
There's a special, unique value that Turner has, that Disney has, that Murdoch and Fox have. And to have that image and have that brand be available on these multiple platforms is just the value add for those businesses.
I think for them it's all about finding ways to deliver content that is going to engage their audience and provide value to the audience.
In today's market, it's about retaining and trying to grow audience. And for us, that means ad dollars and continued ability to negotiate well with our distributors about who's watching our networks and the fees that are associated with that.
To create a very simple framework where creative people can sit and build content across multiple screens with a consistent consumer experience and interaction that is built into the main screen in an effective way. These are great opportunities for technology to play an important role, to build metrics that would actually solve some of the monetization questions here, show that there's actually marketing value, because what the second screen ad can do, which we demonstrate here, is be very different in nature. The consumer, he can actually learn more about the product. He can ask for more information to be delivered. There could be a coupon, there could be an offer, there could be a local marketing related to it. With the dealership, you can sign up for a test drive. All these different things you can do when watching TV, you can suddenly do if it's of relevancy to you as a consumer.
No, literally, like in big bold letters, there are no best practices.
But if we don't rely on and depend on the technology providers and the distributors to up their game and bring solutions to us, our best practices will never get best.
So the real focus should be on lowering the barrier for experimentation to enable a lot more creation of these applications, of these experiences, so we'll be smarter and best practices and measurement will be determined when there's just critical mass utilization.
The consumer doesn't care about release windows or local affiliates or, you know, they just want what they want, right? When they want, on whatever device they want. And I think if we focus on that and how do we deliver that, and how do we satisfy the consumer, then, you know, maybe that's the sort of foundation of a cultural shift.
On the game shows, on sports, where stats and real-time information can enrich the TV experience, this could be very compelling. It's a matter of availability and consumer education. We have a demo here of work that we do that is built into a companion application, and it speaks for itself. The user plays the game alongside the program, and it's taking an active part.
It's about deeper engagement with an audience as you're potentially already reaching with the TV, with a TV spot. And you know, in a case where they may be fast forwarding through the ads or they may be distracted because they're doing something on the device, I think it's a way to sort of recapture those eyeballs, right, and engage with them in a deeper, more meaningful way. I think when agencies used to talk about the big idea, it was what's the 30-second spot, and then everything else is going to sort of spill out from that, right? Be related to that campaign. And now I think, you know, the big idea is not necessarily a 30-second spot. It could be anything. It could be a digital experience. It could be a spot. It could be a website. It could be, you know, a Facebook post.
Is it a cultural change for the advertisers?
It's a cultural change for the advertisers, I would say.
So that's a behavior that, you know,
sure.
That's a big adjustment for
a
company who's been going this direction, and now, you know, make the left-hand turn and go in that direction.
Yeah, totally agree.
Yeah. The television network business is not going away in the relative near term. It's too powerful, it's too entrenched, there's too much money riding on it right now. But the senior leadership also get that if that's their only distribution, it's too limited.
In a nutshell, that which we've all spent so many years watching in pretty much one place, which is a TV screen, whether that be at work or at home or in a bar, is now available to us in myriad different contexts, environments, formats, dimensions, lengths. It's a dizzying and impossible to neatly compress situation that these guys all have to deal with, as well as you, on a daily basis.
Intuitively, we hear things like a good multi-screen experience drives value to the mothership program. So if you have these tools that enhance the experience, it draws people to the initial platform.
That they looked at, I think it was Universal Pictures was the client, and they looked at the advertising impact of mobile plus TV exposure together, and saw significant lifts across all of the the common metrics like unaided awareness, favorability, and all that kind of stuff. So, not from a content perspective, but from an advertising ROI perspective, that started to create a pretty compelling picture.
But it's not just about the additional content, it's about the social interaction. Because Nielsen came out last year, at the end of the year, and did this study on buzz to ratings, and found that anywhere in the range of about a 10% lift on social buzz around a show ended up in a 1-point rating increase.
All that has to start with content to really maintain the experience and maximize the value for consumer and for marketer.
What's happening is there's a blur between content and delivery. And the distribution partners that we've all had, we're still trying, I think as an industry, is really trying to find out how to split that pie.